Okay, so I went for a really smoky neutral eye today using this DIOR, but it looks like this, and it has an eyeliner in it. I used it as a base, so that's how I got this really dark look from this palette. Even if you have just a primer on, like, you can also get a pretty dark look, I think. But if you want it really light, it's no problem, of course, because it's not like they're really pigmented by themselves. It's not that kind of eyeshadows. But you can definitely make them stand out like this if you want to. So that's what I did because I wanted to. And I just wanted to show that you can do that too with this palette. Yeah, not just because I watched somebody else's video about it, and she said like it's so not pigmented enough that it's really just a wash of color. But you can do other things with it, like with any other eyeshadow really, to make it pop out or show a bit more. Yeah, so that's what I did, and they kind of really like slightly satin, like most of the DIOR shadows are more to the shimmery satin side than the matte, if you know them. But this is like I would call satin, so you can definitely use them like on wrinkles, and it won't look like too out there or anything. That's what I think about it anyways. So yeah, hope you have a really good start of autumn if that's what you're having where you live. We still have like summer, the hottest part of the summer. It's now in August and September, I think. And yeah, so still have some time to go before it gets a bit cooler. But yeah, and on my nails I have these gray colors, and it's from OPI. And I don't know if they're all from this 50 Shades of Grey collection. I don't remember anymore, but this darkest color that's all over, almost all over, is Embrace the Grey. This one. And then this lighter color, you can't probably see that it's lighter, but it's on this finger. And it's Cement the Deal. And then the shimmer that's bluish gray silver is called Shine For Me. So that one is here. And I really love those as a neutral, but not a boring neutral. And it's cool neutral, So yeah, just for a change of this beigey, brownish kind of neutral, pinkish neutrals. So this is a really pretty neutral. I always say it when I use it on my eyes as well, that gray is a really good neutral. Yeah, so that's kind of it. Thanks again for watching, and I know I took a really long break here, but it was really impossible for me to sit down with all these lights on, even if I have air conditioner. Now it's a little bit better, so it's not 42 degrees outside, so the house is a little bit cooler also. So it helps, but yeah, it was kind of crazy times here, so I took a kind of a long break. Anyway, I started using this Bioderma 50 SPF, and it's very nice. I have just that on now, and it leaves kind of a bit of a tacky, it's like a primer almost, a tacky feel to it. And if I feel like it's too dry my skin, I will just put on it, even something like this, a Cicaplast from, what is it, La Roche-Posay. So this one I might even put just here, where it usually gets a bit drier, and that's it. Like, yeah, in the daytime, I don't use serums and those kind of things. I think it's just a waste in the daytime, because the skin is supposed to renew itself during the night and not during the day. So, yeah. In the day, I just, emphasize just the protection part of skincare, actually. So that was also SPF from, what, Estee Lauder? No, Elizabeth Arden. Yeah. This in stick form, like, really nice one. But, there's plenty of those SPF for the lips that work just as well. But for the skin, it's kind of a problem to find something that's really nice when you use makeup. So this one is definitely really, I think, the best one I ever used. As an eyelid primer, I'm using the Smashbox 24-hour primer. I think with all the talk of, this Urban Decay, or whatever it is, the neutral palettes and all blah blah. So I also have a neutral palette. It's from DIOR. And I think I really like it. So it's smaller. Definitely smaller. and it comes with two really nice brushes actually, like that. It's this one is really nice for the liner that comes in the kit, and this is a really soft brush for the go, you know, on the go. But this one is actually really comfortable to use day to day. So that's the palette, and yeah, so really nice neutral colors. And that's an eyeliner, black, I suppose it is. Yeah, it's a black liner, or black and brown or something. No, I think it's black. Anyway, that one is supposed to be a base. It's a light, just a light, you know, color, but they call it a base, so maybe there's something special in it that I don't know. And then these 4 eyeshadows. And I think if you want it really soft, you just use it without a primer even. If you want a little bit more color, you use a primer, because they're not the most maybe strong colors. But if you want a smoky eye, you can definitely do a smoky eye just by, you know, doing first some of this, putting down some of this eyeliner as a base, this or another one, and then using them on top, and you have a great smoky eye. So I think I will use that today and try and do a smoky eye with this palette. So I'm taking just a brush like this, a synthetic brush. It looks a bit funky, but you know, it's a good one. And this eyeliner. And I will just use it as a base. Because why not? I mean, why not? And I won't make it too, maybe, too of a, you know, dark eye. Because I need to go out, you know, and it's really hot and... Well, let's just get it going here and see where it goes. Okay, so continuing from here, I'm just taking now the base color, but I'm not going to use it all over since I have now this as a base. I'm using it, I think, for the inner corner. I will try and do it just with this one today, but maybe it won't be enough. It's so funny because it looks like, you know, like it's unreal. It's like, I don't know, is it just me? It looks just unreal the way it's pretty and, you know, like a picture kind of thing. It's so strange though. So inner corner. Just that it won't be too dark now here then. Okay, so if a smoky eye, I'm going to take the darkest color from here. I'm using this Smashbox brush. It's kind of convenient since it has, you know, 2 brushes. It's convenient to use, but it's not convenient to store. I really have like, it's so annoying to know where to put those kind of brushes, I think, or how to store them. I don't have a lot. I have like 2 of them, so kind of brushes like this with 2-ended. But I don't really like the idea of having them. So that's the darkest color. So you see, if there is a nice base under, it definitely gives a nice dark color. And it's not black, it's brown, you know, but it's dark brown and a really neutral brown. So that's also nice. But it's not too brown, not too yellow, not too red, not too yellow, you know. It's just a neutral brown, in-betweenish brown, if you will. I'm taking it up like this all the way where I took the black base or liner. Kind of shape like that, rounded shape a bit. And I'm really just tapping it on. And, you know, then it's just time to blend it a bit. It looks really awful right now, but that's just the way it goes with those smoky eyes. Okay, so I'm just taking this fluffier blending brush just around the edges. Okay, so for the crease, I already put it down here. I use this one. That's also kind of neutral, and this one has red in it a bit, so I prefer taking this one today. Just with this fluffy brush, and the same one I blended out with before. And I'm just taking it in here to blend in the crease. It's a little bit big, this brush, actually, for my crease, if I don't want it to go too much over the place. But I want to darken up the crease a tiny bit, so I'm taking the brown one with a smaller, you know, brush like that. So this one, why not a little bit of this one together with it? just to use, you know, all the colors a bit. And more inside, like down here, not so high up, like in between the two. Okay, so for the brow bone, I'm using the lightest color from here, like the one that says that it's a base. Kind of tapping it on and going all the way in like this. And I changed the shape of my brows a bit to let them go a little bit higher up. So I took down, you know, I plucked all the hair that wants to come down here. Just that it will be easier to make it look like it goes out instead of, you know, down at all. Now just to do a little bit something else that it won't be too neutral, I like to have a little bit of some kind of color in it. So I'm using just this Smashbox kohl pencil, and it's French navy. And it's one of those that's always sharp. It sharpens itself, so it probably won't last for very long if it sharpens every time you close it. I'm going to use this one like tight lining and maybe also under. It depends if I want to take all the color under eye. I'm not so sure, but you know, smoky are supposed to be all over, but sometimes in the daytime I kind of like to keep it just on top of the eye. It makes it a bit lighter and you know, more wearable. Okay, since I did take it, you know, in the waterline as well, like the upper waterline, the lower waterline, whatever, you know. So I will take some of the dark brown. I think just the dark brown. Yeah, I would take just the dark brown and maybe a little bit of this one under the eye. Of course, here now I don't have the black gel liner under, so it's just the primer, but it's, you know, it's good enough. It's not like it doesn't have payoff. It does have payoff, so don't have a problem with that. So just, you know, like this, the dark brown. So now it's kind of time for the liner itself. I mean, I will use the brush that's here because it's really nice. And I will grab this black liner from here with this brush. So again, I have to look down here. Now it is pretty dark already, so I don't think you can see much of a difference, even if I put the liner on. But it will cover, you know, some of my two blonde lashes, I suppose. So for that, it's good. So it's not the blackest liner, I suppose, but that's fine with me. Okay, so it's time to curl lashes and, you know, mascara, clean under eye, and yeah, start with the face and the eyebrows and all those kind of things. And yeah, I definitely think this is like smoky enough, so you can without a problem do a smoky eye with this DIOR palette, but you can also make it really subtle if you want to by not using even a primer. Then it becomes more like really soft colors. Yeah, so a really useful palette, I say. Yeah, if you like neutrals. Neutrals are always like practical, so you definitely need to have neutrals even if you're a color lover like me. So sometimes it's just appropriate and easier to use. Okay, I did some baking here. Actually, I have to say, for me, it seems to work really well, this baking technique. Or that's exactly how I was, you know, learning makeup like 20 years ago. That's how I learned how to set the foundation. But of course, if you have too much foundation on, it becomes cakey. So yeah, you kind of have to, it kind of all have to be in balance to do this, I think. But if it is, then it's really nice actually. Of course, again, a place like I live, a climate like I live, where you sweat a lot, and this actually keeps it in place the best ever. And I don't spray any makeup fixer or anything like that on top. I just let it be, you know. And what I usually do, I put everything on and then I dust it. So yeah, so I do it differently now. I actually do highlighter on everything before I just go over everything and take it down. So I will do This Il Maquillage highlighter, which is a really, really like new favorite of mine. It's really skin colored, but it has a really pretty sheen to it that makes it very nice. So this one will go, you know, here where it's looking a little bit dull and dry at the moment. Oh well. Also here, and I kind of overdo this one because I like it so much, but hey, who cares, you know? So just a little bit here, a little bit there, or kind of a lot, but you know. Anyway, I will soon dust everything. I think that's it. I will use a baked blush also from Il Maquillage, which looks like this, kind of a peachy rose color, something like that. And it has a sheen in it too, so yeah, it goes with the glow thing. And right on top of the loose powder that I still have there, you know, I used the Shiseido loose powder and I put it on liberally, so to speak. Yeah, all over here, here, and yeah, mostly here and up here too, you know. But the way I said, I actually like it, so. For now, for in the summer, you know, summertime when it's really, really sweaty here, so. This one, actually, I will take it a little bit, not as a contour really, but just kind of like a, to freshen up the nose a bit. I hope I didn't put too much. Yeah, I will blend it out a bit maybe. I will just do a tiny bit of a contour thing maybe. I'm using this one from the trio from from Lancome it is. Yeah, the pink version. So just this one. I have to stick it in like that maybe. To get it like on a, just a part of the brush. And then to go in. Just like that. And of course everything has to be blended still. Also up here, around. Since I have quite a big forehead compared to my chin. So, try and make it a bit, you know, have some shape at least. Make it round the way it is, but when you put makeup on it, everything looks like a flat thing, kind of. Or at least that's a good reason to put some more makeup on, right? Yeah, I think. Okay, so now I just take a big fluffy brush like this and I go over everything. Like really lightly, but you know, in a way firmly. Just to get rid of all the loose and to blend really well everything together. Excuse the sound in the background. There. This maybe had to be a little bit more blended actually. The blush seems to be like a bit sharp over there. So I try to start to remember to line my lips a bit more because I usually go so much for the eyes that I kind of forget about my lips, but because they're so hard to do also make it, you know, precise because they're so different, you know. Like everybody's more or less, but some people have like a bigger difference between the sides. So anyway, this is the Airy Mauve from DIOR. I need to sharpen it a little bit, I think. Probably. On top of the Airy Mauve from DIOR lip liner, I'm using this Estee Lauder lipstick in 210 Impulsive. So it looks like this. Really kind of neutral pink. Like that. A bit warmer than the liner itself. I will just use this Guerlain sample. It's also a pink color. Looks pretty close to those, so just a bit because there's always too much on those. I think that's it. As you can see, I'm growing out the bangs. Finally, it's getting a bit longer. It's like, it takes forever. It's like 1 year since I started growing it out. Of course, it was really up here. It was like ridiculous. Yeah. Okay, so that's the finished look with this eye review, what they call this palette. Eye Reviver. Okay, whatever. Neutral palette, using the liner as a base, which I think it works like usual, you know, like whatever eyeshadow you want to use. If you want to make it darker or stand out more, you have to use a kind of sticky base, some kind of. So that's what I did with this liner, and I really like the result that it gives. Until now I used it without the liner as a base because I didn't make a smoky eye with it. But you know, so that's kind of it. Really normal smoky eye, you know. Yeah. And very neutral. That's what I really like with this palette, actually, that it's very neutral and nothing, you know, too red in them or too yellow. So it's really in between. So really nice. Or too green. Sometimes when they make a neutral color, they put a lot of green in it too. So yeah, so this is really like straight on neutral, I think. Then you can put another pop of color with it, you know, whatever you choose really. And it will still look really nice. But today I didn't use anything else but this dark blue in the waterline. And actually I have to say that it's kind of faded out because I didn't really, you know, work on it because of my eyes are a little bit sensitive for those things. Especially now with air conditioner, my eyes tends to be a bit drier than usual. So anyway, that's what I did today. Thanks again for watching, and if you're still with me, thanks for being, because you know I took a long break and that's just what I had to do. It was just crazy hot here, even if I have the air conditioner on. With all these lights on, it's really hot. So yeah, so that's kind of it, and stay well or be well.